Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to another epic medieval 1212 kingdoms battle. Today the theme is Kingdom Come Deliverance, as we have a force of over 5,000 Hungarians defending this city against an army of 12,000 Bohemian troops. So it's going to be absolutely insane. As you can see, the Bohemians with their numbers have completely surrounded the forces of Hungary, and it's just going to be one hell of an engagement. We'll run through a few of the units really quickly as the Bohemians move up their siege equipment, because this is a fairly long battle, so make sure you guys have sitting comfortably. Maybe go and get some snacks, as my main man Pixelated Apollo would say. Prepare yourself for this siege battle, because I know it's just going to be one insane engagement. So you guys may recognize some of these units from my 1220 campaign, which does use 1212 units. However, don't get confused, they are two separate mods. But yeah, we'll take a look at a few of the Bohemian infantry whilst everyone's moving up. So on the front line, they do have these sergeants, which are fairly standardized medium infantry. They're going to be tasked with pushing up the siege towers and the battering rams, basically just making the legwork up onto the walls themselves. But as we go further back, we have some more of these elite macemen. These are high period infantry, covered in plate armor, equipped with armor-piercing weapons, very deadly, and I love the art on their shields and helmets. We also have some Pavese crossbows back here, currently hiding away in the grass. Don't want to give the Hungarians any information. We also have some Bohemian knights as well from the King's Bodyguard right here. I also like how all of them have different kind of shields. Some have buckler shields, some have normal ones. It's just kind of cool, nice little mix. We then also finally have an army of Pavese right here, as well as some high period halberds who do look very, very cool indeed. And that's going to be very much the same throughout the city itself. You're going to have so many of the same units, because these are two Bohemian infantry. So just kind of imagine what we've seen throughout the entire forces as the siege towers and battering rams do get closer and closer. I mean, just taking a look at that, that's pretty insane right there. Always love the look of these battles, especially when they look as epic as this. Then quickly taking a look at some of the Hungarian forces, we have some of these swordsmen of the late period right here, 15th century right here, because many 1212 have actually gone ahead and started introducing periods into their game. So it's going to be like the 13th century, 14th century, and 15th century. So you have the low, medium, and late period. No, it's like early, high, late period. So like that's what you'll be seeing across this. Instead of like that, you'll be seeing 15th century and etc, etc. So we have some more Hungarian halberds over on this right hand side. I imagine we'll be having Pavese. I mean, that Pavese wall right there looks pretty goddamn scary. We also have more crossbows scattered throughout the city itself, along with more shield walls and infantry. And then in the kind of a final defense, we have an artillery piece. We have some Pavese crossbows who will just be pounding down on the enemy infantry. And then we finally do have some of the general cavalry right here, the Hungarian knights looking very deadly. So yeah, let's just get this battle started. There is 50 minutes in this engagement, and we're going to be kicking off this battle with the Bohemians just marching their way through the derelict city, as we are playing with siege escalation. So because of that, there's going to be breaches already in the walls, there's going to be destroyed buildings, and as you can see, it's going to be affecting the Hungarian defenders. They've got minus 16 melee attack, minus 16 melee defense, and also minus 16 morale. Their cannon gets a few more shots off before the Bohemians take it out. And that's pretty crazy, because they're already extremely outnumbered. You can tell by the pound to power, you know, they're outnumbered 2 to 1, but the Bohemians also have a lot of quality as well. And you can see the siege towers just making their way across, and the Hungarians deciding not to really initiate this first assault. They're going to let the Bohemians kind of get their way into the city and then try and funnel them in and kind of get them into these death boxes, which is great for the Bohemians. It allows them to get their forces inside the city, but then that also does push them in, funnels them into these death traps, which, you know, cities are designed to do, especially castles. And unfortunately, it's not really shown in a lot of these Attila like maps. Unfortunately, a lot of the castles don't tend to really have, you know, great killing boxes already put into them, much like they would be in medieval history. So hopefully 1212 when their campaign does come live and does go out, it will be filled with, you know, custom maps to mess around with as more and more Bohemians just simply pour their way in. I'm also going to quickly just turn up the music a little bit. It's a little bit quiet, so there we go. Hopefully that'll be a bit better. Hey, the outer walls have been secured. And there's just so many Bohemians charging their way in. This is for Skalitz. We'll send you back for King Winston Lass. How do you pronounce it? I butchered that. Oh well, we'll go back over here as well. We can see some infantry. This is going to be a long-ass replay, I can already tell. We've got some infantry going up against the Pavis. These are the Pavis of the second tier, so I believe that's the late period, because it goes early, late, high. So these guys aren't as heavily armoured, and the Macemen are the top tier infantry for Bohemia. So granted, it's going to take them a long while to break through this defensive position right here. They're probably eventually going to do it, especially with more reinforcements, as we do, as you can see, have plenty more reinforcements just pouring into the city itself back there in the distance. Very, very deadly. Just look at that as well. The fighting. I love the aesthetic as well to the battle. It feels very dark, very bloody, like there's going to be one hell of a battle as these Pavis just simply form up victorious, ready to move forward. You know, this is probably going to give them a false sense of security though, you know, with the siege towers at the walls, breaking their way into this open position. They must be thinking, yes, we've got this battle, we've already taken the walls. However, we know for a fact that this will take a lot longer for them to break through. Especially on this left side as well. These are like low tier infantry right here. So if we take a look at them, yeah, they're 13th century infantry. So is it 13, 14, and 15? I imagine it's like kind of like the tier setup. But they're basically 200 years out of date with their equipment, allowing these Hungarians just to take them apart. I can't imagine they're going to be breaking through. And this is defensive positions just going to hold. They are taking missile fire from the side. You can see a few casualties going down. The majority of the defensive formation is just holding, especially here as well. And the fact that these Hungarians are in shield wall as well, just meaning they're going to hold for a long ass time. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you want to see more content like this on the channel, more themed battles, maybe even more historical battles, do let me know in the comments down below, and obviously by dropping a like and a comment down below as well. That'd be really, really awesome if you guys could let me know by doing that. It really does help out the channel as well. So thank you guys very much in advance for everyone who has done that already. I love as well, this is like a Cannae engagement right here. The Bohemians are setting up a shield wall behind them so their men can't retreat. I mean, luckily they can because they can run through that, but, you know, this was real life. They wouldn't be able to get through this Pavis shield wall and be forced to get cut down. Obviously, there's no Numidian cavalry coming up behind them, but, hey, Cannae-esque, I would say. And as we can see right there, the flag has been taken of the gatehouse. So we have some halberds being pushed in here by Hungary, which is going to be very, very useful. We do have a lot of crossbow bolts coming in, and all these crossbows are going to be on heavy shot, just trying to pierce the armor of the elite Bohemian infantry. Also, if we take a look up here as well, you can see we've got a nice little overlook here. If they ever want to volley down into the city, they're more than capable of it. And I believe the Hungarians have set up a large portion of their crossbows, even firing out some artillery. I mean, this is not a bad target right here. If any of these shots can land, oh my god, it's going to do so much damage, and some of them do as a boulder just comes rolling through. Wow, that was a brutal. Yeah, that is deadly right there, especially if the artillery's come in once again for another shot. The Hungarians are going to be very hard-pressed. I mean, the Bohemians are going to be hard-pressed as more and more artillery does come flying in. Wow. And they need to be very, very cautious, though, with their missile fire, because they only have so many shots to use. They only have so much ammunition, because this isn't like, I believe in another shot just come flying through. More shots coming in. Yeah, unlike directly just burning through them. Oh, you can see soldiers as well just being burnt alive. Unlike Rise of Mordor, there is no replenishment for ammunition in this mod, at least yet. So because of that, you're going to be seeing, you know, every single shot needing to count. Oh, that's just ripping through the condensed Pavis infantry line. Brutal. seeing more shots coming in as well. Another volley. Hold, boys, here we come. No quarter indeed, because you guys are getting smashed. How are we doing elsewhere on the battlefield? Let's press K. We spent a long time over there watching the artillery come in. So if we take a look over here, we can see that the Bohemian archers are actually being brought up. I'm not sure if that's been a mistake by the players. I think they're trying to shoot these halberds in the back, which is a great target, because halberds are very strong in this mod, especially obviously from the front. They're almost impenetrable, much like pikemen. But they're bringing up their archers, and now I think finally they're realizing, trying to bring them out. However, the more elite Pavese, these are 13th century as well, actually. They're seemingly doing a good job against the Pavese over here, getting them down. Every casualty really does matter for the Hungarians, because as we can see, manpower-wise, they only have 4,800 men left to work with. So every single soldier the Bohemians kill is going to be important, whereas the Bohemians can kind of be a bit loose with their infantry. They do have 10,500 left. They've lost 1,500, but I'd say it's a worthy trade for now. And all their archers coming in as well. They're simply just trying to break through this Hungarian line, which is going to be very difficult to do so. I love the Hungarian curved blades as well. Really cool. My God, I'm so excited for the 12-12 campaign. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy the 12-20 medieval campaign, but it doesn't feel like, it feels like, because I think there's only like one guy working on it, it's only so much he can do with his time. Also, he is a little bit shady here and there. I don't know. He kind of does ask a lot of people to charge for his mod as well, and that's a bit unhealthy, especially considering he uses 12-20 units, the 12-12 units and stuff. I don't know. It's a little bit of a grey area. I'm just playing it to entertain you guys, But the 12-12 campaign, it's going to be so good. They've worked on it for a long time, and they're a quality bunch of modders. They know, they've designed these units after all, and I think their campaign design, maybe it's at the beginning won't be amazing, but as they get further and further on, as the campaign comes out, they'll have so many mechanics, and I think the mob will just feel really good and just blend well together, and it will feel like an ultimate medieval campaign, especially if they add more traits. I would love to see a population mechanic added into the game, and I think one day we will. I think as well, Ancient Empires is kind of working on their scripts as well for population at some point. So, getting population into the game would just add so much to the battles. But I think we'll see that. I mean, oh my God, look at that right now. We've got the Hungarian flag there. Infantry just piling up. Epic. Bohemian flags there as well, being risen high with the siege towers. There's just so much Bohemian infantry just waiting to come in and waiting to be pushed in. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to commit some of this infantry elsewhere because, I mean, granted, it's not like they need to commit it any elsewhere, but, it's not like you're going to need this much infantry here. You might as well send more and just try and push through the center plaza. Because I think the center plaza's not got as many men as it could. You could really break through here, and once you break through this position, you open yourself up to go everywhere. So I think committing some of these back units round the side would not be a bad idea. We also have some of the artillery set up here. Are these guys firing? I think they might be firing at the stationary units. I mean, again, it could not be a bad idea just to let these guys sit back. Are we going to unleash hell? Or are they holding fire for now? No, yeah, they're holding fire for now. We're going to have some crossbows set up right here as well. That looks pretty cool.
The men have thrown down their weapons.
Positioned right here, just overlooking the Overwatch. It'd be nice as well if modders could get some of the Thrones of Britannia mods into this game as well. Some of the Thrones of Britannia castles into the game, because the Thrones of Britannia battle maps are really awesome. So it'd be cool if they could get added into the game as well. As more infantry gets thrown up into the engagement, we can see that in the background. Because, yeah, the Thrones of Britannia have some really cool siege maps. So that'd be pretty nice to have them in. I mean, because that's one of the best things about Thrones of Britannia for sure, is their siege maps. So again, if we take a look at the overall battlefield, we can see, the Bohemians are trying to break through, and they are making progress, as we said. Well, artillery coming in, hitting the back ranks. Oh my God, that artillery hit. That is big money right there. So many kills. big money salvia, this armored knight leading the men forward is just like bloody hell. It's hot in here. Every single kill. I was going to say the banter power is still so much in favour. And the Hungarians have now lost 1,000 soldiers in total. So at the moment, I mean, the odds are on for the Bohemians to break through. It's just whether when they get to this upper level, if they can just dominate the battlefield. More crossbow flurries coming in as the bolts find their mark. It'd also be really nice if you could break down these parts of the walls. I'm not sure if you can. The artillery, the flaming barrels coming in. Oh, that one missed and actually kills them with their own Hungarian forces. We're getting more shots in. These are big hits right now. But these holding their line. How's the central plaza doing? Because this is something we've been watching for a little while. I love how you just see the Hungarians there. They're trying to break through, and they've actually done good jobs here. And the Bohemians have won. The Bohemians have claimed this left flank. This is going to be huge for positioning, because they can now run through here, attack up here, put some pressure on these swordsmen. But they can also make their way round the back here. And the Hungarians are also starting to smash through this Pavese line here as well. Bohemians, sorry, are. Over on this right-hand side, they're still struggling pretty heavily, but they are committing more and more men. I mean, this battle is just truly epic, and if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let alone for a 50-minute battle, like, for something as epic as this, it deserves it. I would love for this to be one of my most popular videos, so if you guys want to make that happen, I would love you guys forever. And it's also great to do these, like, you know, Kingdom Heaven, I was about to say. These Kingdom Come Deliverance videos, you know, where we have this kind of themed engagement. As it is such a popular battle on my channel. The Bohemians are trying to make progress down this hill. They do kind of leave themselves a bit vulnerable to any crossbow bolts which are coming in. But yeah, you know, they are making their ground and doing some good damage. They are cutting them down slowly but surely. It's going to be pretty dangerous for the Hungarians. You know, their numbers are always so far against them, but it's really up to the defense. The crossbows as well are trying to do as much as they can. Even some archers being brought up to this engagement as well. We got another little volley going off, and this is pretty smart by the Hungarians. To kind of use this watchover to hit down into the sides. But it's also kind of smart by the Bohemians as well, because the Bohemians are bringing up their archers inside the city, which are protected, and they're using it to take out the enemy missiles. Because at the moment, this is the deadliest threat to the Bohemians, I think, are the crossbows. Because the infantry, they can just end up cutting them down. They have enough infantry themselves to break through these battle lines. But it's the crossbows who can do all that damage from range and just, you know, take them out bit by bit, which is something they really have to worry about. Because I wonder how many kills. Let's actually see really quickly. How many kills are these Bohemian crossbows on? 105 already. And look how little ammunition they've spent. These guys will be devastating if they're not taken out. And I think that's why we're seeing the Bohemian archers being brought up into this engagement. Oh, nice as well. Some Bohemian spearmen have managed to make it round the back of these swordsmen. Starting to surround them is very, very vital. We've also got some crossbows being brought up as well. These guys need to be very careful. I think they're trying to volley over here, but they don't have the arc range, which is very deadly. Because, you know, losing these crossbows is going to be very bad. What you need to do is just start hitting away at these swordsmen if they can. We also have all of these archers as well. Oh, we're getting a unit of knights being brought up. Let's get on board with these Bohemian knights. Are they going to charge up the hill at the position? That'd be very, very dangerous of them. But, you know, in 12-12, knights are very, very good. And we're going to see that as they do come clashing actually into the shield wall. So not doing too much damage. They did a great job at kind of repelling that. But cavalry in this mod is very good. It can kind of fight in prolonged engagements against most infantry as well. Much like it should, you know. It would kind of suck if cavalry of this period just got beaten back by infantry, you know, pretty easily. Because obviously historically that's, you know, not what happened. I mean, you know, in some cases yes, but if the cavalry was supported, you know, heavy armored knights would just rip through infantry. Obviously, if they're by themselves and they get surrounded, granted, yeah, they will get killed. But I think, because they've got support, they're up against sword infantry, not spears. It's very hard for the sword infantry to break them down. And we'll see these Bohemian Knights just go ham. And it's great to see in a mob, because too much in Total War. Total War is far too much, rock, paper, scissors. And it's nice to see, like, more elements being added to that. Especially because it's very time period appropriate for sure. I'm just going to take a drink of water just to rest my voice a little bit because this battle is going off and it's just epic. Is any progress being made over here? It's just more men sent into this death pit right now as the crossbows continue to go in. The archers, are they finally starting to take these guys down? I mean, these are Pavese crossbows. It's not like they're easy to kill either. Up to 150 kills now. Oh, that's dangerous. And these guys over here, how many kills are these on? Almost 300 kills, yeah. This is when the defenders really needed more artillery fire. And oh my god, the Bohemians have been beaten back on this right flank. The Hungarians are going ham now, charging forward for wrath, for ruin, and the Red Dawn. And this is really good for the Hungarians, because if they can break this flank, which is exactly what they're doing, they can now dispatch their units to less breaches, and they don't have to worry about it as much. And they can also throw their cavalry out if they want to around this side to start harassing. I mean, the Bohemians have so many men left remaining, so it's not like, yeah, they've actually managed to kill more Hungarians. The Hungarians have lost, what, almost 2,000 soldiers, whereas the Bohemians have lost 4,000, but they have the men to lose, whereas the Hungarians don't. We have these halberds dueling away against the Bohemian archers, who again have been misplaced, charged forward too much, trying to chase away infantry. The Hungarians just holding their own. These are veteran warriors, not willing to give up an inch of their city without their blood, sweat and tears poured into it. The Bohemians are looking for revenge at Skalitz. Oh, the halberd's gone. The halberds are still alive, they're just advancing forward. They are taking a bit of archer fire though as well. Oh, thank God. So the Bohemians have secured this, but I know it's going to take a long time. Maybe they can just break through this channel and push up. I mean, if I was the Hungarians, maybe I'd try and block off this channel a bit with what I had left, because again, it's not like they really have a lot of men to do that. They definitely do lack a lot of infantry, and I guess I just don't have the men to do so. The Hungarian Knights are going to be going in for another charge. They managed to kill about 40 men in this unit and then started to lose. But they're going to be going in, another hammer and anvil strike. So let's see if we can watch it from the other point of view. I mean, this is going to be a hard charge because it is uphill into a shield wall. They're coming in once again. Yeah, the charges just aren't that great. Uphill into a shield wall. I mean, they do break a few of these formations, and that's really what you've got to do as the attackers, is break up the formations so they're not in this tight shield wall. Get in between their units, and then you can hit them hard. The nice thing about the Bohemian Knights as well is they're actually in shield wall also. I mean, sorry, they actually have mace. I don't know what I was talking about. They actually have maces, which are great armor-piercing weapons against these 15th century units.
Men are broken and are fleeing.
We have more halberds being brought into the action. Has this engagement been lost yet? This engagement has now been taken care of, and they're bringing up more fresh units. Keeping the men fresh as well is going to be kind of important to the Bohemian assault. Mainly because, they're going to be fighting their way inch by inch through the city, whereas the next level defenders are going to be set up that they're just waiting and they're going to be fresh. So, these guys who are exhausted are going to be fighting much worse. I think it's something like 60% worse if they're tired than if they're, completely fresh. So, it doesn't matter if you have the best unit in the game, it's going to kind of suck if you come up against other units. We're also going to be getting a Hungarian cavalry charge right here. The Hungarians armed with warhammers are going to be fighting some of these, but also I imagine they're mainly here to try and take out the crossbows. Yeah, this entire right flank has been killed. The halberds have also been surrounded, and it looks like the archers are having to be committed right now. Yeah, I honestly think that, a large portion of this rear army should make its way around, because look how many of them there are. This could be very valuable elsewhere, and they're still struggling to break through here. Oh, however, I take that back. The Bohemians have made great work here, and these crossbows are being forced to move into position. That's very, very crazy. Yeah, they're being forced into the battle itself. So that's really good news for Bohemia, because the Bohemians can then, you know, minimize the amount of crossbows coming in. And as we've seen throughout this battle already, the crossbows are going to be the main killer of this battle for the defenders. And it's just whether or not the defending forces, the attacking forces have enough men to kind of cut through their ammunition, cut through this grind fest that is going on. I'm pretty impressed by the forces of the Hungary to actually have broken this right flank. I mean, look at this. The amount of missile fire, artillery coming in, it's pretty brutal. We do have some cannons set up, though. Have these cannons still got ammunition left? They do have some. I think they're mainly focusing down this position. But yeah, if the cannons can shoot, that'd be pretty bloody and very effective as well. How many kills are these crossbows on? Only 190. I imagine these ones 200. These ones 350. Wow. These ones 400. Wow. And again, the Bohemians are being broken right here. A beautiful cavalry charge coming in, just rallying the men and pushing them forward. In combination with the infantry, that's a very nice move. It's weakening up this flank. I mean, they are sending more men, but as I said, it's making them weaker and weaker. We're even going to get the cavalry charge coming after the cannons now. Can we get one more shot off? No, the cannons are going to go down, unfortunately, as the Hungarian knights come running through. Finish them off. Yeah, I think it's time to bring these guys around, because there's a lot more space, you know, where more reinforcements can come in. There's a lot more gaps here. They are just being broken back. Their archers are all out of ammunition. But to be fair, more infantry is needed. Banter power has gone cut down. I mean, the thing is, the numbers are going down kind of pretty similarly. Like, they're killing 1 for 1, or like 1 for 2, the Hungarians. But they're running out of ammunition. They've run out of artillery. So this number's going to slow down fairly quickly as the ammunition starts to dwindle. I mean, granted, this unit still has so many bullets left with about 200 kills already. But yeah, this one's almost out of ammunition. You know, you've got crossbows over here running low. This one's out of ammunition. So eventually, that kind of killing power of the Bohemians are going to be done for. Especially when the Bohemians are doing this, which is very, very good tactic on such a defensive position right now. They're shooting these Hungarians, you know, with these heavy crossbows. Very, very effective. And the Bohemians have a lot of crossbows themselves, which can all be shot in. I love as well how they're playing with siege escalation as well. It just adds so much flavor to the battlefield, you know. Attila was such a dark and dingy game. Listen to the men chant. Ready for battles, the Bohemians come over the hill with their infantry lines. Hold the line, boys. Hold the line. Yeah, I think this is a must for them. They no longer have to worry about this path right now. So I think, you know, just holding this position right here is a great idea. They are going to lose one of these capture points, though. And losing one of these capture points is going to lower the morale even more of the defenders. Not that it's really a big issue, but it might come into play a little bit later on. And over here as well, the knights have been opened up. And this is really bad news for the defenders. And the cavalry as well. I think I know exactly where this cavalry is going, looking to break up this formation. You can see these swordsmen trying to form up as best they can, turning their backs. The Bohemian Knight Charge still making huge dents into their formation, which is not bad. Hammer and anvil do damage, get out of there. And also, because they've turned their backs as well, they're going to be open to this crossbow fire of the Pavese. This is great moving here by the Bohemians, using their advantage just to simply overwhelm the defending forces. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them come down here and hit into a Pavese, which is exactly what they're doing once again, trying to take out these crossbows, just trying to consolidate their forces as much as possible. Still so much infantry left to go on this side. And I think we're going to start seeing a full-on the retreat being sounded as they fall back to the inner positions as much as they can. They still hold defensive positions elsewhere, but going to be hard work. More halberds being brought into the engagement as well to help fight against these swordsmen. They might need to reform a little bit more, but, you know, the halberd's going to be doing their work. Again, I still can't get over the massacre that happened over here. The crossbows, the artillery, just brutal. And I love the outlook of the burning camps and stuff. This is great, really is. I wish kind of more siege battles looked like this. And this is a perfect opportunity to hit these guys in the side if they want to. And here we go, more reinforcements being sent up, more sergeants. Do we have any elite infantry back here? We still have a bunch of elite infantry from Bohemia. The Hungarians are going to be hard-pressed, honestly, to really dominate this. And we have Pavis here as well. Yeah, we have lines of Pavis. And the thing is, the Hungarians spent a lot of their manpower and a lot of their missile units trying to just take out the initial waves. They only have like 2 units of crossbows really left remaining.
The men are running, cowards!
Going back here, though, we can see the Hungarians. How many kills have they? Only 34 kills. I guess they are fighting Pavis. How many kills have these spears on? 33. Yeah, I guess a lot of these... Oh, perfect move here by the Hungarians. Just sleeping through and hitting these archers. And just continuing to go. One of the cool things about 12-12 is that even though archers still get killed fairly easy by archers, the archers don't tend to get more damage, but more expensive they get. They normally tend to get better armor and melee skills, so you can kind of afford to buy... so if you can afford to buy better archers, you tend not to get that extra damage from their missiles. Granted, some do give you more missile damage, but the majority is outfitting them with proper armor and also sword and shields, so that if they do get into a melee engagement, they can kind of almost hold their own for a little bit. Which is something I really, really do dig, because, you know, it's not like, I guess more expensive bows do give you more, damage and stuff, but the standardized army bow, would be very similar, and you wouldn't get that much more armor piercing with, a kind of a complete, a type of bow. In most cases, in the general, obviously, there's specific ones where you would, but in, army outfitting and stuff, so it's kind of cool the way they look at it, as in, oh, you want to pay an extra 500 gold for this unit? Well, they'll have more armor, which means I'll take less missile damage, which will help them in missile engagements, but also help them a bit in melee engagement. And you can actually throw them into combat if you need to outflank someone. And I just kind of like that idea. They're never going to be as good as infantry, but they'll hold their own for a time at least until they get weared down, instead of just instantly breaking. Because you can buy some super cheap units. I think you can buy some peasant archers for 100 gold. And here we go. The right-hand side has now been slain. Rest of the infantry being brought over. And we're seeing Bohemia completely dominate this outer position. Yeah. And even breaking through here. Wow, yeah, they're just being completely pushed back. Archer fire right there. Oh my god, that killed so many of them. Van's power is just shifting even more in the favor of Bohemia. Yeah, every volley is just bringing down men. The Bohemians are down to 6,000 soldiers, so they just slowly push through as well. I love that look for these shields. Archer fire in front of them as they just march down the streets. And now they're engaged. I mean, that's the only thing the swordsmen can do, is simply get their bodies in the battle as much as they can. This right flank is gone now as well. And as we can see, all of the Hungarians are simply just falling back as much as they can as the Bohemians push their way into the city. We'll triple speed it just for a minute, just so that the Hungarians can get back and more infantry piles in. Actually, no, I take that back. There's still one melee engagement going on which we can watch. I just want to cut out, because this is such a long battle. If I can cut out marching, then I will do that. But I think this entire replay has been very action-packed. It's been a very good layered defense by the Hungarians. Maybe a bit too long. I prefer maybe a 15-minute battle rather than an hour-long battle, or maybe 45 minutes. But this has been an exceptional video where action's happening all the time. The balance of power is in favor of the attackers a lot, but it's not like the defenders can't win. If they cause some mass routes, it's not like they're running away with it. They're taking down every Bohemian they get killed by. So And the attackers still have to come up this huge two choke point position right here. So it's not like they have an easy task of breaking through these PvZ walls. It's gonna be a slogfest for sure. But hey, a lot of you guys who watch these videos who were like brought up on Medieval 2 battles should be akin to this and be ready for this.
Men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
There we go. The Hungarian PvZ are being broken down. Going to be surrounded. They're going to be killed as they try and flee this battle. Wow, the Bohemians are giving no quarter. Okay, now we can triple speed it for a little bit, I think, as all of this army just pour in. There's still 6,000 Bohemians left remaining, which is absolutely crazy. To be fair, though, a lot of their men are tired, which isn't, the best thing in the world. And they're still getting some good hits. So how many kills are these artillery pieces on, out of interest? 250? That's not bad. These PvZ are up to 500 kills. I mean, these PvZ are on 200 already. And the amazing thing is, these PvZ can mount up here and just shoot the enemy as they try and make their way up. There's just so much infantry left remaining. I just don't know if the Hungarians have the ammunition left. They're going to make their last stand though here, and they're not going to give up. Even charging in infantry over here as well. If we go back on to normal speed. Swordsmen fighting bravely. And that's one hell of a battle right there. One hell of a battle shot. Archers fire just coming over. The city burning in the background. Artillery rounds flying in as well. Smoke trails, the archers. I mean, this is what Total War is all about right here. It really is awesome. So now it's on to like the last kind of defensive position right here. The PvZ are set up, ready to go. They've been ordered to hold this line no matter what, but they must be very disincentivized, seeing the city just burn. The people slaughtered, their comrades being taken down one by one. And we can already see PvZ trying to break their way forward up here. These are these very heavy spear infantry against very heavy spear infantry. These guys are there of a high period though, so they've got some 14th century PvZ here up against the more elite 15th century PvZ. So I assume as well that's what the campaign's going to be. The campaign's going to start in the 13th century and inevitably end in the 15th. And I think they're planning on doing one turn a year. But it'll be like 1345 will be summer, and the next one will be winter, then spring, and then autumn. So they'll go through the seasons, but each season will have 1 year, and that'll be one turn. So you'll still get each season, but it will just be one turn. And I think that's probably the smartest idea, because if you're having all of these different periods of history, which you're trying to break through, you've got what, like 300 years of history, and that's already, if it's one turn a year, that's still 300 turns to get through the entire campaign. Maybe 250 if you're going from 1370 or something. Or 12, whatever. I mean, it's called 1220, so I mean, it's imagining it's going to start there. But yeah, so this is what I was saying right now. The crossbows have perfect vision just to hammer away at these defenders, and we're going to see a lot of Bohemians start going down right now. The Bohemian number dropping very quickly. I mean, they only do have 5,800 men left, and they're in choke points right now. And this unit of crossbows just has so much ammunition left just to continually harass the enemy position. Wow, this is a great position right now. Exactly, how many more times can we see these Bohemians? But imagine just being a Hungarian soldier, looking down and just seeing all of that, just waiting for its opportunity to come up. Archer fire coming over the head as well. Where's the Hungarian king? I want to see where he's at. The Hungarian king is right here. And he's actually a famous hero as well. Matthias Kirillai? Any Hungarians? Tell me how good I did with my pronunciation there. And I can already tell you that the answer will be 0 out of 10. Pronunciation being awful. The archer's also trying to maybe take out this artillery crew as well. Trying to take out a few of them. It's not bad. In the PvZ, crossbows are being pushed in. They look really cool though with their crossbows on their back. And they're armoured with a sword, so no mace or warhammer, but it's going to have to be good enough for them. I mean, oh my god. Looks great. Love how you can see all the units in the background. Just about see them on your screens back there. And I'm always a big fan of that. There was a Warhammer 2 battle I did quite a while ago. I think it was Karaz-Karak, where the enemy push across a big bridge and make it into the mountain. And, you know, whilst the fight was going on inside the mountain, you could just look to the battlements and just see from the distance these hordes of orcs just walking down this huge bridge, pouring in. It was like something out of Minas Morgul when they marched from Minas Tirith. It was just a constant stream of orcs flying through the defensive position. It was awesome. Shameful display indeed. I mean, that's good to know. They're also trying to focus down the archers now, which is not a bad idea. I don't know though, it might be better just to focus down the infantry, because, you know, these archers don't have much ammunition left. Whereas if you could maybe cause a mass rout with the infantry, you know, these morale isn't great. And that's, I guess, one of the downsides to the crossbows. They don't have flaming shots. So because they don't have flaming shots, they can't kind of initiate a chain rout as well as archers can. Obviously, they get more of the armor-piercing equipment, but still. But these over here are getting ruined by crossbow fire. This is a nice position right now. Because they're elevated, these crossbows on Bohemia can shoot over the heads of the infantry. So not only are they getting attacked by infantry from the front, they're also getting hit pretty heavily by the sword infantry. So it's kind of a nice setup right here. Do have some halberds being sent to the fight though, and this is going to be the last ditch effort, I think. They still have a lot of crossbows as well, which they can send, you know, like infantry. They still have manpower. It's just the manpower isn't great. Down to 1,200 brave Hungarians. Also, guys, I will mention as well, if you want to be a part of these battles in the future, be sure to join my Discord. The link will be down below in the description. As well as that, I'm always looking for more 12-12 replays. So if you've got a bunch of friends and you had a really cool battle, maybe not as long as this one, but, you know, like 30 minutes long in a siege battle or something, feel free to send it in again on my Discord. My Discord has a battle replay section where you can submit your replays, whether it's 12-12, you know, Rise of Mordor, Warhammer, you know, just send them in there and maybe you'll be featured on the channel. So, and again, a big thank you to the people who played this battle as well. It's definitely been one of my better battles I've had on the channel for a while. Oh my god, these halberds are much. Look at that. Oh my god, these guys look amazing. As they just get picked off. Let's get on board with them as well. Just imagine being this unit charging up or marching up this hill. And your men are just dropping bit by bit. The flag carrier, someone pick up that flag. Your orders are just to simply advance. As you just get picked off, no retreat. Oh my god, these crossbow bolts are demolishing this unit of halberds. The Bohemians can be pretty reckless though with their infantry. Be brave, yeah, look at that. This is a trail of dead in their wake. And then you just get up here and there's even more dead. As you can actually see that where the this is where the original Bohemian battle line was and how much it's been cut down. I mean, this line has been done great. It's the right flank which is the real trouble part for the Hungarians. How many kills are these crossbows on? 200 now. These ones finished on 500. These ones have 500. These ones have almost 600 and still have ammunition left. Oh my lord, that's insane. I mean, again, like this battle does still look very much in favor of the Bohemians. However, the Hungarians are doing a great job. I just feel like once they run out of ammunition, that's going to be all she wrote. We also have this tower here as well helping them out. This tower, you know, surprisingly will be getting some kills. It doesn't show how many kills it got, which it would be cool if it did, right? If you could just, like, do that and see the tower and see its damage and stuff. It'd be kind of nice. I don't think these crossbows can shoot anymore out of the halberds. I think that's why the Bohemians are trying to force them down. I mean, the halberds are in perfect vision, so just killing them. Yeah, there we go. They've been brought down enough now. We're also going to be getting sword infantry into the side of the halberds. Nice positioning there. We have more crossbows being brought into the fight. And then finally, the last kind of unit being... This unit has so much damage. Does this unit just have so much ammunition left? It's crazy. More shots going into the side of the Bohemians. And I think this infantry needs to start marching around just to resupply this. Because they have a lot of these high period infantry, which would do great. And I think this is the place where they need to break it. Right here is where they need to try and break through. And cause some issues. More infantry is going to be brought up, but again, these crossbows are just doing so much damage. But again, on this right side, the crossbows right here, these guys are getting a lot of kills as well. And that's going to be routing, and you're going to see these guys being pushed off. So now the fact that these guys don't have any more halberd support, it would be a really good idea just to commit everything you had right here and just try and smash it. Besides that, because yeah, they're going to be broken through here very soon. Having to commit some of these crossbows right now as well. And we'll go ahead and click play again once these guys get over here. I just wanted these units to obviously march their way forward, get into position. Let's go ahead and click play once again. Slow-mo, and there's the battle. Don't want to miss any of the action if we can help it. So yeah, these halberds are going to be a must. They've already formed their position. These don't look like the most elite halberds though. What century are they? They are 15th century, so they have some good equipment. And I also wonder, like, in the campaign of 1212, when will you unlock these units? Like, I imagine they're tied to research. The research will be tied to probably the year date as well. So, like, when you want to get 15th century units, like, do you get them as soon as you hit the 1400s, or do you have to wait till like midway through the 1400s, or what? I'd be interested to find out, you know, what they're planning with that. There's also going to be so many factions as well. Obviously, each faction is going to be tied to a culture group, I would assume, as well. But, you know, I'm just really looking forward to this campaign, because I know it's going to be really well done. And especially after, you know, the first 4 or 5 months and stuff, it's going to be the main campaign on Attila, I think. That alongside Ancient Empires. You know, if you want kind of a later period stuff, obviously this mod. If you want, you know, ancient stuff, you go with Ancient Empires. And I need to play Ancient Empires again, because it's been a while since I last got my teeth stuck into that. And there's obviously been a lot of updates, lots of awesome updates to that mod, as they develop more factions, add in more features, fine-tune the pre-existing gameplay. So this isn't a bad idea by the Bohemians to slowly start setting in more and more men. The crossbows are going to be out of ammunition now. This one getting, what, 767 kills? That is insane! Bohemians have so many men, though. It's just kind of like, whatever. They're fighting right here, though. Yeah, there's just no ammunition left. I mean, these guys still have ammunition left. Reform these guys. Bring them back over here. But yeah, more and more infantry are flying in. The numbers... still 4,500 men, though. That's crazy. Can't believe how many kills the crossbows have. And these guys are forming up once again. I think these guys are going to be the main target of the missile fire, as we just get them to form up really quickly. Yeah, I think these guys are going to be the main target of this crossbow fire. No, actually, they're just going to try and pile in. I think they might just try and pile in here as they try and grind their way through the enemy positions. More reinforcements being brought up, more crossbows as well. I'm surprised these crossbows can't like form up around this corner or something and try and break through. They're trying their best, but they're just not managing to break their way. And a lot of these Bohemian units are exhausted as well. There we go. I think they're going to be trying to whittle around and then try and shoot down here. I mean, maybe even sending their men over here as well would be a great position as well. And we're playing on triple speed right now just because it's a bit grindy. But I think as well, oh yeah, this is going to be it, I think. They've managed to push the Hungarians back quite a bit. So they can then use, do I have a drawing tool? I don't, right? No, I don't. They can then use this gap and then come round, hit their king, and then push through. They're also doing a good job now that they're moving up their elite units and they're no longer under crossbow fire at taking out these Pavese spearmen as well. These are going down now that you've got Macemen up there. More reinforcements being distributed there. And they still have all of this as well. Wait, oh, they're taking the city centre because they have more men here. Is that going to be it? Are they just going to be able to secure that city centre and win by that? I mean, obviously they're going to win anyway. And they're doing exactly what I said right here. They're running their men through the gaps in the line. And the Hungarian king has now had to charge his way in, put on his helmet, and go in. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Hungarian general captured or killed right away. There's nowhere for him to go, no escape whatsoever. This is where he makes his stand. Crossbows doing their best, but it's not going to be enough. The infantry have come round. The Hungarians have tried to kind of tilt their formation as best they can to try and whittle this away. They just need to get more and more men through this knightly unit right there. Okay, we're not managing to cap the Hungarians did manage to retake the flag. Oh no, they did not actually. So yeah, we're gonna see the battle timer going down very soon. Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. And I think this battle is gonna be ended by that. The victory point has now been taken just because of the sheer amount of infantry here. I mean, granted, I think we're gonna see, you know, the Hungarians never gonna be able to hold this anyway. They've still got 4,500 men to push in, and look at all this. We've got 3 units of elite macemen still ready to come in. We've got you know, units of Pavese and also halberds still waiting for their opportunity. Stand teabagging that dude. Whilst the battle wraps up now, only a minute left. So whilst this battle does wrap up, I want to quickly look at the engagement and kind of how it's unfolded. So we started off with the initial charge down here. Lots of men dying to the burning oil. We had so many men being slaughtered around this position, trying to break through the Hungarian position with crossbow bolts coming in, especially this hill. This hill was very bloody. Then we had obviously the positions over here in the main courtyard. We had, you know, defensive positions being held on this hill. You can see plenty of dead there. This position right here was very bloodied. And then obviously throughout the city we have plenty of soldiers fighting bravely. And then finally we do also have, you know, positions there which were very deadly. I think this was the craziest though right here. Oh no, we're going to end this battle through routing. I assume the Hungarian king is going down. This entire battle is just going to rout. Okay, interesting. I thought, yeah, there we go. It finished through routing rather than the flag capture. Oh, well, there we have it. A valiant defeat instead. What a battle that was. My God, that was epic. Looking at the kills, here we go. So, Hairy Hobbits is Hungarian, and he got a couple hundred kills on a lot of his infantry, but this is where he got the money kills right there. You know, 300 kills, 500, 300, 500, 400, almost 800 on this unit of Pavese. The king as well getting 61, and the cavalry and the artillery doing a very admirable job indeed. Over on Bohemia, you're not going to see any crazy kills, I don't think, but a couple hundred is probably going to be impressive, just because they had a lot less to kill, both of them numbering 6,000 in their armies as well. 200 on these knights though, pretty nice. And any infantry, 140, not bad. These macemen not even needed. Over on Deadman's army, we can see his halberds doing decently. His general getting his hands a little bit bloodied, but not killing anyone. Infantry 100 kills, and again his Pavese. And unfortunately, his cannon couldn't quite grab the biscuit. So there we have it. That was probably one of the best battles I've had on my channel in a long time. An epic siege battle. My throat kills now after recording for that long. But hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And if you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. It really honestly helps out the channel, and I appreciate it. Let me know what scenarios you want to see next in Medieval 1212, and I will see you guys in the next one.